Hello students, today we will start a new thing, that is the adventure part 2nd. It's for class 11th. Now in the previous part we have studied that Professor Gangadhar Pant Gaitonde, he was lost in a parallel world just after having met with an accident. When he gained his consciousness, he found that he was totally in a parallel world, but he was remembering some of the events. So he went to Mumbai in search of Bombay, you can say, in search of his son. While along with in his journey, he talked with Khan Sahib, who was going to Peshawar, and he saw that all the buildings, they were of the British time, and the British East India Company was still there. The coaches and all had British East India Company's flag. Now the next point, Gaitonde fails to find his son. So Gaitonde had planned out his activities on his visit to Bombay. He would try to meet his son and then go to a big library to solve the mystery of his transition. When Gaitonde stepped out of the railway station, he saw East India House, which indicated that the East India Company was still there and it exists in Bombay. Further, he found various British companies and buildings on the road. He visited his son's office to meet him, but found that no such person worked there, although the company was the same one. This made Gaitonde realize the truth of what Rajendra Deshpande had told him earlier about the catastrophe theory. He had really made the transition to a parallel world. The next point, Gaitonde finds the information. Now, Gaitonde, he visited the town hall building in which the library of the Ascetic Society was located. Ascetic Society, very famous society which had a big library. Luckily for him, it also existed in the parallel world. That library existed in the parallel world. Okay. In the library, he also found the 5 books on Indian history which he had written when he was in the real world. On going through the 5th volume, which gave India's history after the death of Aurangzeb, he found that the result of the Third Battle of Panipat in 1761 was written differently from what he knew, although he was the author of this book, okay, in the parallel world. The next point, the Third Battle of Panipat. The Third Battle of Panipat. So it is said that Marathas, they had won the battle, whereas he knew that they had lost it. Okay. From here onwards, the history of India changed, which explains what Gaitonde had been experiencing for the last few hours. Now finding confirmation of the battle. So Gaitonde found the confirmation in a Marathi journal about how exactly the Marathas had won the battle. The Marathas, or the Marathi journal, stated that a bullet fired by the Afghans in the battle just brushed the ear of the leader of the Marathas, that is Vishwasrao. Gaitonde in the real world had written in the 5th volume that Vishwasrao had been killed by a cannon shell in the battle, and the Marathas lost. This is what he had written. Okay, and actually they lost their morale when the leader died, and they lost the battle even. Subsequently, they lost the battle. Okay, because that was what was earlier mentioned by different historians, and they had written it. In the parallel world, Viswasrao survived. He rallied his troops and then won the battle. The next point is India's remaining history in the parallel world. So in the remaining history of India, as recounted in the 5th volume, we can summarize by saying that India never went under British rule. The Marathas they did not allow the East India Company to expand its influence in India. In fact, its influence was limited to a few places like Bombay, Calcutta and Madras. India gradually became a democracy but allowed the British to carry on in Bombay on a lease for commercial reasons. The lease was due to expire in the year 2001, 15 years after the time of this story. So today we will end it here. This chapter is still left. We'll be continuing it in the next video.